Time to musk up.
Top 5 for the month of November. A little late, but better late than never. So let's just get right into it. Let's see. This freaking sunlight is blasting on one side of my face. Anyways, let's see. Start with Leather Oud. Okay, this is pre-reformulation, so this is the funky one. I think it's been neutered a little bit in the newer version. This is a 2015 bottle, and one thing I do want to say is here, it is definitely a hard wear. The top is definitely outrageous. Very pissy, almost dirty, damp, moist, and still dry at the same time. Really weird. I think if you've ever smelt that dampness that from Oud 27 Le Labo, that kind of damp bar cloth that they've been using to wipe down all day long, that's what I smell here. Best way to explain it. But I think the saving graces here is the note of honey that comes into play towards the far dry down. Really good, really nice. One of the more complex Dior Privés they've ever created, in my opinion. Next up is Cuir de Russie by Chanel. This is my new EDT version. Thank you very much, Mitch, the duck from UK. And this is, of course, a timeless leather. Many people in this circle, or in my circle, are pretty familiar with it. Just this, it's basically a floral smoky leather. At the top, you will get that famous Chanel Ylang Ylang, almost buttery kind of body lotion like. I do get some fruitiness from like an orange blossom note at the top, but as the wearing goes on, this smoky, musky birch leather starts to come into play, reminding you of some skin-on-skin action, if you know what I mean, right? Next. So this release, I think, I've tried some more 2022 releases, and I think this is still the best. There's still some time left in the year 2022, but I don't know if it's gonna get beat out. But in my opinion, this is the best release of 2022, and that is La Douleur Exquise by Les Abstraits. Hopefully I'm not butchering that, Eugene. You know, this stuff has changed a little bit. I don't know if it's due to the materials in the bottle over time, or because of the temperature that I've worn this in recently, which is a lot colder. And the note of patchouli is starting to shine a lot more in here. I'm getting a lot more greenness now. I also am picking up a little bit more on that castoreum as well. Yeah, the nails of the dog, man. It's like sitting the whole time, but then once I start filming, they start walking around. Anyways. Now on the couch. Okay, cool. So next one, lost my train of thought. The next one is a cheapie, and I did want to throw in something cheaper here because, I don't know, sometimes I talk about some of these fragrances and then people tell me they go and buy it, and sometimes I feel bad. I'm just waiting for someone to tell me that the fragrance I recommended sucks and I wasted $300-400, but so far, so good. Anyways, this fragrance, I want to say right now, I don't think the vintage versions are worth it unless you can find the vintage version at the price of the modern one. I think Coty has done a really fantastic job here, and I don't really think there is that much of a difference personally. But I do want to say is this is made in 3 regions. It's made in America, Spain, and France. I think the French bottles are not as good. The juice color is a lot lighter, and it's not as good. And so go for the Spain and the American versions if you can find it. You can always find this at like Burlington Coat Factory. This way you can turn it around and see where it's made. Anyways, Obsession for Women. I mean, one of the most coziest leathery ambers, vanillic ambers that you can find. And just the best part here by far is the galbanum, the green galbanum top here. It just works with that vanilla. Almost, you know what? Like, what's the one from, God damn it, man. Angelica Noir, I forgot. The one from Guerlain. I feel like they took something, Guerlain took something from that fragrance from here. Gorgeous, like I said, cozy vanilla, but that nice green galbanum top. This is the Eau de Parfum version that they currently make. And this was the vintage one that I picked up for 20 bucks. Now, 20 bucks, obviously go for that, right? But do not pay more than 50, 60, 70, 80, $90. But this was so overly, they made so many bottles of these that they're still just dirt cheap, right? And yeah, that's my thoughts about that. This is the cologne version you want to look for, and the integrated sprayer from the side. Great design, actually. You wouldn't think it's comfortable, but it is. Push like that, right? And another fragrance that's kind of interchangeable with Obsession. A lot of fragrances inspired by Obsession. And that is Must de Cartier. Similar, different. Personally, I think this is the more sophisticated version. Obsession is more playful. This is, like I said, more sophisticated, not as loud, not as sweet, but I don't get that contrast from the galbanum and the vanilla here like I do in Obsession. But this is still great. Absolute fantastic bottle. So this isn't a deep vintage. I think this is early 2000s. Paid like 30 bucks for this. Amazing. Like, these fragrances do not smell like $20 fragrances. Like, you could put these in a niche bottle and charge $200, $300, no problem. All right, last on the list, need a little espresso. All right, last on the list. Now, this is probably one of the most mentholated fragrances I've ever tried, or I own, and it's really good. It is a Gucci exclusive. You can only get this online, probably overpriced, like many from this line, the Gucci Alchemist Garden line, and that is Hortus Sanitatis. Now, why did I think of this one? When November time comes around, the temperatures change, right? And some people end up getting sick. And you know, growing up as a kid, everyone's familiar with the Vicks Vapor Rub. And you put it on your chest, right, as a kid. And like, that's what I get here, Vicks Vapor Rub. I do get some woodiness in here as well, a little smoky, some sweetness I get here, but the sweetness feels like it's coming from some kind of balsams, like a balsam fir, just really sappy, natural resinous sweetness here. Really good. I mean, this is by far my favorite from this line, and it is the most complex. I think value for money, this is probably the best, although there's definitely some others in the line that I do enjoy. All right, so those are my top 5 recommendations for the month of November. Let me know if you've tried any of these. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.